sir. So next speaker we have is Dr. Ravinder Kumar. He is an assistant professor in Gurukul, Kangri University, Haridwar. He'll be speaking on ICT, the emerging learning technology during COVID-19. He did his PhD in the field of inorganic catalysis from University of Delhi in 2014. He is an editor of 4 journals in chemical sciences. He has visited Germany, Switzerland, and Nepal for his academic visit. He is also associated with various societies of international repute. Uh, we are glad we have you with us, sir. Over to you, Dr. Ravinder Kumar, sir.
Thank you. Thanks, Dr. Rahul. First, I would like to thanks the organizing and advisory committee to invite me in a wonderful webinar during the pandemic situation. Then I would like to thanks Dr. Kumar sir who graced us with his presence and guidance. And lastly, I welcome all the participants from all over the India. Without your attentions, the webinar motive cannot be successful. Our topic of discussion is ICT. This is the most emerging technical tool. You can say that it is a technical tool. With the help of technical tools, we can implement in the teaching and learning process. I think that this is the right time to implement the ICT in all over India and in the developing countries also. ICT refers to the technology that provide access to information through telecommunication. It is an extension terms of IT that stresses the unified communications and integration of telecommunication through computer, telephone lines, and whatever it is necessary, we have to provide it. There is some technical tools that is ICT can connect all the people and organization to interact with the digital worlds. Some component of ICTs are basically hardware, software, transactions, communication technology, data, internet, and cloud computing also. Uma sir is expert of that. We know that the empowering of any nation is depend on the implementation of diversified resources in technology. Through that, India in 2009 also implement the nation mission for education through ICT. It is free of cost, anytime, anywhere you can avail this. During COVID-19, ICT becomes an integral part of the learning and teaching process. It is the requirement of today's life. Integration of ICT is very much needed if we really want to create a holistic learning environment, focusing on quality, innovation, expansion, excellence, and inclusion. ICT is increasingly become an inseparable part of the system. It can change many aspects of the life, education system, administration, teachers to rethink their role and vision for the future. We know that technologies play a very important role in enhancing the quality learning in the 21st century. It is compulsory for that. We know that India is going to enter in an era of education 4.0. Earlier era of one in which Gurukul Patti is there, in which one teachers can communicate to the lot of students, then we can implement to the chalk and talk methods, and then can implement to the PowerPoint presentation. And now India is going to enter in 4.0 era. We know that Industrial Revolution 4.0 is already comes. So this is the requirement of the education system to enter in the education era of 4.0, because we have to require the requirement of the industry. We have to fulfill the requirement of industry. Without entering the education in 4.0 era, we cannot fulfill the requirement of industry. Basically, ICT is an umbrella that provide the access of information through internet, wireless networking, satellite communication, cell phone, digital televisions, etc. whatsoever it is available. We know that in the COVID-19, ICT impact all area of the learning and teaching tools. We know that from the last 20 or 25 days, most of the apps are newly launched. Earlier that, we have done lot of resources are available. For example, e-learning is the most famous, that is electronic learning. In electronic learning, e-content is the main basic part of e-learning is the e-content. First, we have to generate the e-content, then we can provide the e-learning. Now we have to find out the M-learning also. M-learning stands for mobile learning. It is the learning across the multiple content. through social and social interactions through the personal electronic devices. Then U-learning is also there. U-learning is the 24 into 7 type of learning. And we have an Google Meet through which we are organizing the webinar. Cisco WebEx is there, Zoom, Zoho Meeting, U Webinar and Meeting, Join Me, Adobe Connect, Click Meeting, Webinar and Wow Meetings. There are a lot of applications are there. In this regard, Government of India also launched some online tools like MOOC, Arpit, Swam, e-Pathshala. And for the competitive exams in 2017, Government of India launched the NTA, that is National Testing Agency, to do all the competitive exams. First, we understand the MOOCs. Today, we will study that MOOCs is very famous. MOOCs is the M. M stand for massive. Massive means unlimited persons can join it. O stand for open. Open means there is no minimum qualification is required. Any persons can join it through the online mode, through the multimedia, and we have to obtain the credit also for that. This is the move. We can also represent this by the 4A's. 4A's means anytime, anywhere, anyone, and any number of times you can avail these facilities because it is already available on the MOOC sites. It is highly economic. You can say that it is a mini smart college. It means that one can decide its own place of learning according to your comfortabilities. Through that, we have to found out in the 4 quadrant. There is 4 quadrant. In the quadrant 1, e-tutorial is there. E-tutorial means only audio and video recording are there. Anybody can learn from this. In quadrant 2, e-content is available. E-content stands for self-instruction materials is there. Teachers and faculty members from the all over India can make the materials and upload it on the MOOC sites. E-books are there, case studies are there, and different presentations forms are there, and different web links is also presents there. In quadrant 4, we have to obtain the assessment, problem and solutions, multiple choice questions we have to discuss here, and e-quiz also organized in the quadrant 4. In quadrant 5, discussion forums is there. Anybody have the doubts, then they can discuss there through the websites. Another important thing is that the SWAYAM portal. SWAYAM means study webs of active learning for young aspiring minds. It is an ATL. Like ATM is for money, SWAYAM is for ATL. ATL means anytime learning. It is the MOOC titles. We can say that anytime learning, any process we have to follow it. In which you have to find out the lectures of top experts of the country. They have a lot of online classes are there. Not only students, teachers also get benefit from the SWAYAM portals. These caps can be done by using their laptop, smartphone and tablet, etc. We know that in the coming times, some virtual universities also comes in India. Another important things through the ICT, there is a modern technology that we have to say that AI. You can generally see this word, artificial intelligence. It is being used for learning, or you can say that it is a personalized learning. It is a field of computer that is associated with the concept of machine. That is saying that thinking like human. जैसे आदमी सोचता है वैसे ही सोचना है. To perform the task such as learning, problem solving, planning, reasoning and identifying the solutions. Use of AI to make learning more personalized and customized as per the requirement of the learners. Government of India is want to launch a scheme that is NEET. NEET stands for National Education Alliances for Technology. It is launched by AICTE very soon. Recently, you must see in the paper that AI is also used whether you are infected with corona or not. It means that intelligence is find you are infected or not. If you are infected with coronavirus, it infected your respiratory system. As a result of the infections, your sound of the cough are the sound of your breathing. So show that if it is changed, then we are able to find out from the intelligence whether you are infected with corona or not. There are some lot of applications. We have to find out the online assessment through the ICT tools. We can do the online assessments. There are a lot of benefits from the online assessment. It gives immediate result. It saves time. It is uniform marking for all. It is cost effective And self-assessment is also there. Anybody or any students want to do self-assessment, then a very important tool is available in ICTs. We can use it. For the faculty members, it is also used to revise a syllabus and discussions through the ICT tools. And ICT is very important in research also, because lot of database is available at national as well as international levels, so through which we have to take the reference and proceed our research in the future. ICT is in professional development, very useful in professional development. For that, government launched the ARPIT scheme, that is launched in November 2018. And for the ICT, we have the new pedagogical evaluations. Initially, in the earlier times, we know that there is a chalk and talk methods, or classroom teaching, you can say that. Now it is changed by the blended learning. Blended learning means first classroom teaching is there, after that online materials will be provided to the students and they can analyze it through the classroom teachings. Now some advanced version is also there, that is replaced by the flipped model. Flipped model means now scenario will change, because due to the COVID situation, we can realize everybody wants to do work from home. It means that if we want to do some learning tools to the students or any members, so we have to follow the flipped model. Flipped model says that you have to provide the online materials for the any learners, then discussion will be followed. If after online materials they have to change, then discussion will be very easy, and some backgrounds they have to make in your mind. That is the advanced model, that is very useful in the advanced futures. However, in India or in developing countries, there are some challenges that need to overcome for the successful implementation of ICTs. We know that we are living in a developing countries, and in remote areas we don't have any facilities, so we have to implement. So we know that most of the schools, colleges and government institutions also don't have an ICT tools, or we can say that they have limited ICT tools and infrastructures. So it is very tough to implement in those areas. And teacher competency level is also basic. The teachers are not so advanced. Students are getting advanced, but teachers are in the earlier times. So these competency level are not so high. So teachers need technical content, pedagogical support, to optimize the potential of ICT for implement in education, or not only in education. We know that education is the foundation of any country, because we know that through education, we are using the term education, but it is the learning, and learning is always growing for every field. Industries also, and some businesses and some stakeholders, even government stakeholders is also using the ICT tool very frequently in the recent years. To overcome these challenges, we have some suggestions. First is that coordination must be there, because if we want to implement the ICT, then we have to focus the remote areas. Coordination between the stakeholders, because stakeholders have the power to implement it with a clear vision. Sometimes some stakeholders saying that we have to implement this only up to the small cities, they are not goes to the villages areas. But we know that smartphone is available and computer is also available in the remote areas. So if coordination is better, then we can provide the ICT tools in the remote areas also. Second most important coordination is technical support to teachers. Teachers have the regular professional trainings is also there, so that it can learn some new tools. Third important things is that differentiated and just-in-time process for professional development, like ARPIT is launched by the government of India. From that, lot of faculties get the benefits. And the next important thing is that pedagogical support for teachers. Like earlier, we have to discuss the blended model and flipped models, and some types of the new things we have to discuss in the futures. And some intelligencing tutorial systems is also required to implement this. For that, we have to require the different government policies to reach up to the remote levels, and systematic. And lastly, implementation is occurs, but at the last we know that systematic monitoring and evaluations of the ICT use, कि वो कितना यूज हो पा रहा है, उसका एक पर्टिकुलर रीजन्स में जाके हमें ऑब्जर्वेशन और इवैल्यूएशन कंटिन्यूस बेसिस पे होना चाहिए. That is the very important things, and in future it is the requirement. In COVID situations, everybody know the importance of the ICTs, because we are organizing this webinar and we are able to talk lot of people just because of the ICT tools. So it is our requirement if we have to face the earlier one, because this type of the viruses are coming again and again. This is a future challenges is there. So we have to evaluate such types of the tool that is helpful to implement. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ravinder Kumar ji. It was very informative in the sense Dr. Ravinder has tried to touch almost all the point of ICT related activity. Now, very important thing we'd like to tell you all of this. Even at this moment, otherwise also teachers are forced to do the teaching. I mean, I understand what Dr. Ravinder Kumar ji has told that you have to learn the tools and you have to understand the tool, but here by force you
Yeah,
are supposed to do the things and
yeah,
people are
definitely.
doing it. You will be surprised to know again, even all the schools at a very small level, they are also conducting their classes and they are doing things more properly than which we are doing at that university level. We have come to know even good schools are conducting their all assessment, examinations and everything through the ICT. What I mean to say that at this time, again, I would like to mention what Dr. Ravinder Kumar ji has said about that. The government implementation regarding this online, Government of India already has constituted a committee, full-fledged committee of the learned vice chancellor to implement the online education in India. For that, many meetings have already held. Even Delhi University itself have been offered by, I mean, letter of intent has come to Delhi University for offering 5 undergraduate courses. Fortunately, I am being member of that particular committee. So what is happening now, government is changing. Government is now trying to implement this online education in whole India. In between this COVID-19 has come. So earlier, still people are opposing to that online education system, but through MOOCs and other things, other development activity, definitely online education is going to stay, especially in this area, and many other universities are going to be offered the courses through online. Till now, IITs and other institutions are very successful in this. Some of the universities have been already offered. Maybe you have listened about this MAT and other some universities have been already given this great nod by the University Grants Commission to start the online courses. So already online courses are in place. Online education is in India in place, and that is also in a very you can say in a proper way, because government does not want to compromise with all this anything with the quality. They don't want to compromise. That's why they have come with the SWAM and other platform. Okay, at the moment we are not going in that much deliberation, but it's fact that teachers have to
So this
learn
is the UGC
and
guideline. Yes, sir. Every
own,
university have to implement at least one online courses. That is
uh,
mandatory.
not mandatory at the moment, but they are just going to, because only there are certain parameters are there which university have to fulfill. That is most important,
Yeah.
because they have to strictly follow the MOOCs guideline. As you have just mentioned, strictly it's not that much easy for the university to cope up with that.
Yeah.
Now, another important aspect which I'd like to mention here, because see, at the moment, there are thousands of tools, as Dr. Ravinder ji has mentioned, thousands of tools are there which any teacher, any student, anybody can just learn for their own convenience. For example, some tools is good for chemistry, maybe not physics. Some tools is good for history, maybe not for Hindi. Even in the social sciences, lot of good tools are there which teachers can easily learn because they are very user friendly. So this kind of concept which Ravinder ji has given is very informative for all our this educational fraternity and other things, and especially in this COVID, as everybody know, you are forced to do so. Automatically teachers and students have learned the technology in a simplest way, how they can use it. Either it may be anything like that. So if any questions are there, definitely we'll touch in the last. So now again to Mr. Rahul.